Here's an example of me trying to navigate the PyTorch docs. Let's say I wanted to find out how to use the sigmoid function in PyTorch. Well, here I am on PyTorch.org, and up here I can click docs, and it's got a bunch of different sections of the docs, all for the different parts of PyTorch. The main stuff is probably going to be in the main PyTorch core library, but if you're looking for stuff that specifically relates to computer vision, for example, then you'll probably find it in Torch Vision. But let's go to the main docs. And on the left, you can see all of the different modules in PyTorch. Now there's a lot there, so the first thing I could probably do is search on this page. And nothing comes up. So then what I can do is maybe search within the docs themselves. Run that. And then it shows me all of these things which mention that same term within the PyTorch docs. I can scan over these. I can see this one's a Python function. This is a Python class. I can see the names of them, and makes it pretty easy to find. This is a pretty simple one, and I think probably the first one is what I'm looking for. So if I click that, I can see, right, so here's this function, I can call it, and it's going to apply the element-wise sigmoid function. It also says see sigmoid for more details, and that's sigmoid with a capital S. So if I click into that, the capital S means that it's a class, and this gives me a bit more detail, and it gives me an example. So this one you can see I've got to initialize the class before I call it on something like that. The PyTorch docs are really good, and a lot of them include kind of graphical examples like this, the maths, and they have all of the details of what everything expects and whatever it outputs, and examples as well. So overall, the docs are really great. Let's look at a more complicated example quickly. And I'll show you how I'd go about it without starting in the docs, because I probably wouldn't start in the docs actually. I'd probably start in the browser, and I just search what I'm looking for. So I'm using PyTorch. Let's say I'm trying to build a convolutional neural network. I search PyTorch convolutional layers. I want to know how they work. So up the top, first thing that comes up, conv2d. Click into that, and this one's got a lot more detail, so I can break it down a bit. At the top, you've got the call sign for this class. It shows you how you would call it and every different possible parameter which it can take. You can also see the source code there. Then it gives a hefty description of everything that this convolutional 2D layer does, including the shapes it expects, the maths behind it, and all the different parameters and what they actually do. A few important notes which are worth reading, and then a section dedicated to the parameters. So this is where you can find everything that it expects. These are the definitions and the types of all of the keyword arguments which go into this class. And then it also, in this case, has details about the shape of what comes in and what comes out. And again, useful examples. So there's a lot more to it, and it's mainly just practice, getting used to specific docs as it always is, but that is probably good enough to get you started with being able to find whatever you need within the PyTorch docs themselves.